Fergus, a small railway traction engine, works on the island of Sodor. One day, he was on his way to the quarry. He had a special job to do for the Fat Controller. "Hello," whistled Thomas. "Where are you going?" "To the quarry," Fergus chuffed happily. "Watch out for the twins," said Thomas. "They love to make mischief. I won't let your rascals rattle me." "You don't know the twins like I do," warned Thomas. Fergus arrived at the quarry. He went to work with Mavis and the twins. "I'm afraid the trucks are in a mess," said Mavis. "Not to worry, we'll sort them out." Bill and Ben were delighted. "Now we'll have some fun," whistled Ben. "We'll have the old boiler in the spin steam, Bill." Fergus liked helping Mavis, but he didn't like the way the twins were behaving one bit. Bill banged his trucks hard. Some rocks fell onto the track. "Do it right," Fergus ordered. Bill didn't like being ordered about by a traction engine. "Don't interfere," he sat back. Then pushed his trucks to block the line. Fergus was stuck. "Out of my way," steamed Fergus. But Ben just grinned. The next day, the men were blasting rock. "Wait for the all clear signal," Fergus called to Bill and Ben. "Do it right." "There he goes again," puffed Bill. "Do it right from morning till night." "Keep your funnel out of our quarry," puffed Ben. "The quarry master," said Bill and Ben, "to collect the rock crusher from the harbour." Fergus was left in peace with Mavis. The twins were still thinking about Fergus. "He's just an old fusspot," said Bill. "He's always saying, 'Do it right, do it right.' Well, the next thing he tells us to do, wheesh Bill." "We'll do it wrong," they laughed. Bill and Ben steamed back to the quarry. The rock crusher was heavy, shaking the rails as they went. "The blasting has made that rock face unsafe," warned Fergus. "Don't go near it, do it right." But the twins took no notice of Fergus and were very naughty. As roughly as they could, they rattled the load towards the cliff. "Look out!" cried Fergus, and he rushed forward and bumped Bill and Ben out of the way. His driver jumped to safety as the rocks began to fall. But Fergus was covered in rocks right up to his funnel. It took a long time to dig him out, and no one worked harder to help than Bill and Ben. At last, Fergus was free. Bill and Ben were ashamed. "We shouldn't have been so naughty," said Bill. "We're very sorry," added Ben. "Good," smiled Fergus. "From now on, we can all do it right together." Thomas and Fergus, the traction engine, are friends. Fergus is the pride of the cement works. He knows all the rules and obeys them. One day, the Fat Controller brought Devious Diesel to the cement works. "I need Diesel to help for a while. Please show him around." "Yes," said Fergus unhappily. He knew that Diesel could be trouble. Later, Diesel was being careless. "Not like that," snapped Fergus. "Do it right." "Don't interfere," sneered Diesel. "You don't know the rules," retorted Fergus. Diesel was very annoyed with Fergus and started plotting a devious plan. The next day, he pretended to have news for Fergus. "The Fat Controller wants you to work at the smelters." "Me? But I'm the pride of the cement works." "Not anymore. The Fat Controller isn't better than you, so I'm going to stay here." "It's not fair. I love working here." But he knew that really useful engines are to do as they are told. Fergus and his driver arrived at the smelters. "I want to go back to the cement works," wailed Fergus. "None of the other engines like coming here. It's so scary." "You're right," said his driver. Just then, the scrap Diesels arrived. "Hello, you happy to be here?" "No!" cried Fergus. His driver was scared too. "Come on, Fergus, we're going to escape." And for the first time, Fergus broke the rules. The Fat Controller was enjoying a tasty supper of kippers when he heard that Fergus was missing. "I was like, Fergus, there must be something wrong. I'll send Thomas to look for him." Fergus and his driver turned onto a disused track to find a place to hide. Fergus was frightened. So was Thomas. He hopped up and down the line. He couldn't see Fergus anywhere. "We could search the old mine tracks," said his driver. "That line's dark and spooky," whispered Thomas. But he had to be brave and find Fergus. Fergus was on his side. His fire had gone out. Then it happened. "It's an engine!" he cried. Fergus, whistled Thomas. Whatever are you doing out here? Hiding, don't want to work at the smelters. The fat controller's going to be cross with me. He's not, cried Thomas. He's worried about you. Really? Of course, puffed Thomas. Fergus felt better. Thomas pulled Fergus all the way to the smelter's yard where he knew the fat controller was waiting. Fergus, explain yourself. I ran away. It's scary here. Diesel told Fergus that you wanted him at the smelters forever, said Thomas. Nonsense, Fergus. You are the pride of the cement works. I shall send Diesel back to the smelters and then you can go back to the cement works tomorrow. Oh, thank you, sir, said Fergus happily. Fergus knew he had a good friend in Thomas, but he was still the pride of the cement works. Engines love working when the sun shines. One morning, Thomas and Percy were helping Salty at the docks, but Salty was worried. It may be sunny now, matey, but there'll be a storm coming. It may be sunny now, matey, but there'll be a storm coming. There'll be a fierce storm on the way, Captain, peeped Percy. Salty knew they were making fun of him. He felt sad. Later, the fat controller arrived. I want you to fetch Fergus from the smelter. His driver doesn't know the line. Aye, sir, said Salty sadly. Salty was glad he was going to the smelters. He didn't want to stay where he wasn't liked. What's wrong? Asked Emily. Nobody likes being made fun of by silly tank engines. Goodbye. Emily knew she had to find Thomas and Percy immediately. Arg, arg, those be the clothes, matey, said Thomas. There be a fierce storm away, Captain, said Pete Percy. Emily was cross. It's so nice to copy the way others speak. You hurt Salty's feelings. We were just having fun, said Percy. We'll say sorry to him, added Thomas. But Salty was nowhere to be found. Thomas and Percy were worried. Fergus was waiting for Salty when he arrived at the smelters. Right on time, congratulated Fergus. Aye, but there's a storm coming, said Salty. We must hurry. Soon they were hooked up and on their way home.
Salty was right about the storm. It was a fierce one. The ships at sea depend upon the lighthouse to keep them safely off the rocks. But now there was trouble. The lighthouse lamp has gone out, cried the captain.
Salty and Fergus were fighting their way back through the rain. Then Salty saw a lantern ahead. The lighthouse keeper was waiting for them. Our lighthouse lamp has gone out. Our generator is broken. Salty had an idea. Fergus has a flywheel. It can power the generator. Hurry, shouted the lighthouse keeper. Fergus's flywheel was attached to the generator shaft.
Without the lighthouse, the ship was steaming towards the rocks.
Fergus was working as fast as he could.
Finally, the generator came back to life. The lighthouse beam shone across the stormy sea once more, just in time. Hard a starboard, matey.
Salty's idea had saved the day. Fergus worked hard until first light. The next morning, Salty and Fergus shoved back to the docks. They were surprised to see a crowd waiting for them. Thank you, said the captain. You saved our ship. Well done, boomed the fat controller. Salty was very proud. We're sorry if we hurt your feelings, puffed Thomas. We were only capping you because we think you're grand. Then say no more, my hearties, laughed Salty happily. Now they will all work together and have fun together as good friends should.
The end.